Hi, I'm Jonathan Knight. This is B-Movie Madness. The movie I'm going to talk about tonight, let's get my old trusty trash can. Let's see if it's got anything good for me. Oh, yeah, I love the smell of cheddar. It's for the better, you know. Oh, yep, it is a good one. It is a good one. It is the one, the only, the Weirdsies. Now, if you've been watching my previous 6 reviews, I did a series of reviews for the Warlock home video line, which were movies that Chris Seaver shot to look like 80s shot on or 80s to 90s shot on video horror movies and comedies. As you know from the reviews, I'm a big fan of Chris's work. I've loved his stuff. Probably for the past 10 years, and now I was introduced to his movies by a friend, Mr. Bill. Shout out to Mr. Bill. He introduced me to the movies, and I became a big fan of him over the last couple of years. And, I love the Warlock stuff, but I've always wanted to check this one out. I remember when this one was announced, just the idea of it, the title, just really stuck out for me. And for some reason, it took me a long, long time to finally purchase a copy. Because the only way to purchase this movie is through Chris himself. But, I kept on asking if he had it, and he had it, and I never bought it. And finally, I bought it. And I had really high expectations for it because a lot of people I knew really liked it. And, so I was really excited to see it. And, it's one of those movies where, the higher expectations, the more you're going to be disappointed when you finally see it. Thankfully, that was not the case with this movie because I absolutely loved this movie. I laughed my ass off for 67 minutes straight. It was really, really funny. But what is the Weirdsies about? Well, the Weirdsies are about 4 geeky friends, 3 girls, 1 guy, who are virgins, and they're really, really desperate to lose their virginity. And they hear a rumor about a dead body with a massive, and this is their words, zombie dong. And so they take a trip to, you get where I'm going with this. Basically, it's Stand By Me meets Necromantic. And if that does not sound good in your book, then you might not enjoy this movie. If you're thinking of that and going, oh, fuck yeah, I gotta watch this, then you will absolutely love this movie. What really made this movie, the main thing that made this movie so good is, of course, the cast. So he's pretty much, I think he's worked at every single person in the main cast. Of course, it's starring, let me say, Meredith Host, Desiree, Saetia, Kate Lewis, Josh Suire, Alec Lambert, Andrew Baltis, and Jamie Osborne. And that's not every single person, but that's the main cast. The 4 friends are played by Meredith's host, Desiree, Saetia, Kate Lewis, and Josh Suire. I don't know why I'm repeating them, but they played the main 4 friends. And there's also this asshole, Last Chance Lance, who is a character that Alec Lambert has played in quite a few of Chris's movies. He was in Death of the Lantern, the remake, Sex Watch, Stonky Beach, Died BQ. He's played this character a lot, and this is the first time I actually believe that he's kind of the villain of the movie. He is the villain of the movie. He's the asshole of the movie. But this is the first time I think he's playing like, the asshole who hates the Weirdsies, and he's got to beat them to the dead body so he can fuck it first. You heard me right. But the reason this movie works is the 4 friends. There's one scene in this movie where it's about the midpoint in the movie where they're sitting around a fire and they're telling the story of why they haven't lost their virginity yet. And what made this scene so great is it has all the humor that is in all of Chris's work. It has all that over the top characters, fun characters, all that gross out humor, while surprisingly being really, really deep. The characters have a surprising amount of depth to them, and I was surprised by it. And it shows that although Chris is still making the kind of films he enjoys, his writing though has gotten better and better and better over the years with his writing. Not only that, this movie, along with Evil Knight and Death of the Lantern, the remake, was shot in 4K, so it looks amazing. It looks so damn good. I mean, if you watch, like, let's say, Mulva Zombie Ass Kicker, and then you watch this movie, you can see like a huge jump in quality because he has really grown as a filmmaker, both as a writer and a director. So you get all that over the top, gross humor, the fun characters, while the characters are surprisingly deep and despite the fact that they're taking a journey to fuck a dead body, I kind of care about them, and I can understand where they're coming from. Would I go there? Probably not, but I can understand where they're coming from. And the character's a lot of fun. Josh Suire, as usual, I've talked about him in the last couple of reviews a lot, but I think as usual, he's hysterical. He has so much fun in this movie. There is I think it says in the behind the scenes, or Chris says that it was originally written as for females, and they couldn't get someone else for the fourth role, so they wrote it for Josh. Josh couldn't really commit to the movie that much, so they shot his stuff very quickly. You can't tell in the movie. Chris's stuff is usually shot in a couple of days, so it's really always quick production. A really quick production, but you can't really tell because Josh is really just funny in this because he's he worked with Chris for like over 10 years now, so he knows how it goes, and he knows how to play these type of characters perfectly. Meredith host is great as usual. Desiree Saetia, I haven't seen Phantom of the Grindhouse, so I'm not used to seeing her in Chris's movies, but I thought she was great. I thought Kate Lewis was great. Alec Lambert as Last Chance Lance is hilarious as usual. He's still one of my favorite Chris Seaver characters. He's really funny in this one. Injured Poultice, he's pretty funny too. And Jamie Osborne, I believe she played this character, Vanity, in Death of Lantern. And I think this character also appears in The Dingleberries, played by a different actress. But Jamie Osborne's great as usual. I really liked her in Sasquatch. I thought she was really funny. But I also want to mention Jason McCall. Jason McCall. He reprises his role of Quasar Helix from the Dingleberries for a scene towards the end of the movie, and it was really fun seeing him as usual. That's him on the back right there. You see him up there. It's kind of hard to see, but he reprises that role from the Dingleberries, and he's hilarious as usual. As for the punchline in the movie, Chris mentions in the interview with the interview with him on the disc, this is probably one of his favorite punchlines to this movie, and I would agree. The punchline to this movie, which I'm not going to spoil, is absolutely hilarious. My favorite punchline is still the one in Geek War, but this is a super close second. It's really funny, and it's just really funny. But yeah, this movie's a short 67 minutes. It doesn't feel rushed whatsoever, at least in my opinion. It doesn't. There's plenty of gross out humor. There's a scene towards the beginning that almost had me wanting to vomit, but I laughed right after thinking about doing that. It's really funny, but really gross. But it's both gross and extremely funny. There's plenty of that. There's plenty of the movie references as usual. Chris has a cameo in the movie, which is always fun. Clint Kelly has a small role as Buck Clef Jeff, I think his name is. Probably saying it wrong, but he's hilarious. Everyone in this movie does a great job. Everyone is funny. The movie looks incredible. The soundtrack is amazing. I had to message Chris soon after watching this to find out the name of the opening credit song, which is by the band the Bruce Lee Band. I'll embed the music video for that at the end just so you can listen to it. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was over the top, gross out, fun time, and I probably just said that really horribly wrong, but it was just a really fun time. And if the plot of it doesn't sound like it's for you, most likely it's not going to be for you. But if you like over the top gross comedies, then you will absolutely probably love this movie. And if you're a fan of Chris's work and you haven't seen it, I do highly recommend it. If you want a physical copy, you'll have to message Chris through Facebook to get it. He also sells a whole bunch of his movies. He has a large list of them. But if you want to try it before you buy it, he has the movie available to watch for free on YouTube, the entire full movie. And I'll have that embedded at the end because I don't think there's a trailer, so I'll just have that embedded instead of the trailer. But I do highly recommend checking it out. It is a lot of fun. It is exactly what I wanted it to be. And, I can't wait to see Chris do more. He's just announced that he's going to be doing more Warlock stuff like Death of Lantern 3, so I'm super excited for that. And I will be reviewing Death of Lantern, the remake, soon in the next week. So look out for that review. As usual, if you like my channel, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, do the little bell thing. I want to thank Chris for making the movie, because, without him making it, I wouldn't be here talking about it. And I really had a fun time. And I would like to thank Tony Marcello for just all the help he's done for me. Rebecca Reinhardt for all the help she's helped me with. Matt Brown, Matt Grizzle, Billy Infinity, Derek Hagen. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for sticking around with me. I'm Jonathan Knight. This has been B Movie Madness. Thanks for watching.